Claire, if you could just explain how you were feeling, what the problem was before you first came to see me, that would be
Yeah,
wonderful.
okay. So I think I've had misophonia all my life. What I now
Yeah,
know is misophonia.
yeah,
I used to have problems with hearing people eating and speaking, and sometimes with things like dogs barking continuously.
yeah,
They would raise really strong emotions in me.
yeah,
Um, and I think the problem I had, which led me to Sandra, was with neighbour noise. So I
yeah,
moved to a terraced house with very little soundproofing
yeah,
just before the lockdown started.
yeah,
And it effectively meant that I was stuck here all the time.
right,
I also had to work from home, which I still do.
yeah,
Um, and some new neighbours moved in. So obviously it was quite a lot of things all at once.
yeah, yeah,
I started to notice the noise, and it just got steadily worse. So it was a lot of everyday sort of noise, like banging and shouting and sort of crashing around. And I just became really fixated by it and
yeah,
felt really trapped.
yeah,
Eventually, to the point where I became hypervigilant. So
right,
I'd be checking all the time to see where people were, to see if they were going to upset me. So I felt physically quite threatened, actually,
yeah, yeah,
um, very scared all the time.
mm.
Um, I'm lucky now that I'm moving, but I felt very fearful that I would take the problem with me.
So, what did you think about having hypnotherapy with me? What was your experience like of working with me?
Well, I've done guided meditations and things,
Yeah,
so I'm familiar with that aspect of it. I've never done hypnotherapy before with
yeah,
anyone. I've had different sorts of therapy, but not that. I had a fairly open mind because I'm
yeah,
quite proactive and I was pretty desperate.
yeah. And what would you say were the main benefits of having hypnotherapy with me?
Um, I really like the fact, well, you understood me straight away, which was
Yeah,
a great thing. You understood what I was talking about because I think it's not a very well understood condition.
yeah,
And you immediately got where I was coming from, which was very
yeah,
comforting and really good to know.
yeah,
Um, the 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 things that we worked through, you feel very relaxed. So that was good because you explained that my amygdala
yes,
was
that's
really
right.
overstimulated. So straight away, I started to relax a bit,
Yeah,
which was really great. But what I really like is that I own the recordings that you've sent me now,
yeah,
and I can refer back to them whenever I want. And I do. I've kept up with it. I still listen every night
right.
before I go to sleep,
Yeah,
which is it's made such a difference. I can't tell
excellent.
you. It was just like it was like having somebody turn something down in my head. That's
Right.
the only way I can explain is that it was
Yeah,
like having something turned down.
yeah, yeah,
And so, whilst I don't think it will never go away altogether, I'll never stop
yeah,
noticing things.
yeah.
Um, I'm now clear that I don't have to react
Right,
in the same
right.
way. And another important thing you did was give me the reasoning behind it,
Yeah,
which was something I'd never had. It was like
right.
the missing piece of the puzzle is that you help me with the reasoning of why I, I react in the way that I
Yeah,
do. And
yeah,
that helped me so much. It just helped me to understand everything
yeah.
so much more. And it gave me a lot of peace, I think.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so the final question is, would you recommend hypnotherapy for other people going through this?
Oh, definitely.
Mm,
Absolutely. I feel really grateful to you,
yeah,
but also really fortunate that A, I found you, and B, I was able to go ahead and do it.
yeah,
Um, I think I'd already decided that I was going to make it a priority
yeah,
because I was so distressed,
yeah,
and because I
yeah,
was so worried about my future
yeah,
and how I'd be going forward, because I think I would have just found something else,
yeah,
to be honest.
yeah.
I just didn't want it following me around anymore.
Right.
And it's just changed I didn't know how I was going to get through the period between now and moving.
Yeah.
And that was a real concern for me. But now I just feel, you know, where I live isn't ideal, but I can live with it for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would absolutely recommend it to someone else who felt in a similar way. I think
Yeah.
keep an open mind. Bear in mind that you'll have to do some work yourself.
Yeah.
You know, you do have to sit and feel uncomfortable sometimes and see what
Absolutely.
happens, and
Mm.
allow yourself to feel the feelings and think, no, it's okay. I'll just, you know, once
Yeah.
you've got the backup of the reasoning behind you, you don't feel so threatened. So
Right.
I think if anybody feels the same way, I would definitely give it a go. Definitely.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. That's such a lovely, encouraging experience that you've had. And I'm obviously so pleased you had that with me.